The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hey, now, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to High School Game Day. Countdown to kickoff here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol remind us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Also presented by the Bank of Billings, established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. And Doak Propane for all your propane needs. See the folks at Doak in Polk County and surrounding counties. Hey, it's 5 o'clock, everybody, and it is quarterfinal football weekend, but it's also the finals for high school soccer on the boys' side. And we'll start off right there in Class 1. Class 1 soccer already a final today. Veritas Christian in 2 overtimes defeated Metro, and they await the winner of Lakeway and Lone Jack in Class 1. In Class 2 soccer, it is Perryville and Principia that's taking place right now, and then Springfield Catholic and Harrisonville. Springfield Catholic 28-1 on the season. In Class 3 soccer, Rockwood Summit versus Fort Zumwalt East. That game going on now. And Summit Christian Academy versus Van Horn. That's Class 3 boys soccer. And in Class 4 boys soccer underway now up at Festus in St. Louis is St. Louis University High versus Fort Zumwalt West and Rockhurst. Later on tonight, we'll take on Park Hill South. Those state championships will be played tomorrow. In the quarterfinal football and 8-man football, Archie is 10-1, and they will be at Lockwood 11-0. That's tomorrow at 1 p.m. Lockwood this postseason has outscored their opponents 150-24 in 2 games. Archie is the 2-time defending state champion. On paper, this may be one of the best matchups of the weekend. Lockwood is scoring an average of 66 points per game. Archie at 61 points per game, and both teams just giving up 17 points per game. And they played each other back on week 1 with Lockwood winning 38-36. Lockwood was 0-7 coming into this year versus Archie since going to 8-man football 8 years ago. This game is a game where the home field advantage may mean something with this game being played at Lockwood. And you always look at the weather at this time of the year, especially in 8-man football. You can't get any better than 58 degrees and a 5-mile-an-hour wind. I think Lockwood wins, and we'll get the winner of Worth County, North Shelby teams, which neither have they played this season. On the other side of the bracket is Concordia versus Wellington Napoleon, and St. Joe Christian versus Rockport. In Class 1 football, Tipton, 10-1, is at Thayer tomorrow at 1 p.m. Tipton's only loss this year was 21-7 versus Lamar, and Thayer's only loss was a 42-30 game at Mountain 42-30 game at Mountain Grove. There's only one common opponent this season. That's Lighthouse Christian, who Thayer defeated by 35 and Tipton by 42. These teams have only met 4 times in the last 45 years, and you have to go back to November of 1980 to find the last Tipton victory, which was 17-16. The last meeting was 17 years ago, and a 36-12 win for Thayer. That was 2008, and Thayer went on to finish the state championship in a double overtime loss to Oric, 34-28, which is one of 2 double overtime games in Misha history. The other being MICDS over Harrisonville, 45-42 back in 2004. Thayer being at home is going to have to play some effect simply because of where Thayer is located. Tipton players right now are still looking for their passports. And of Tipton's 11 games this year, only 3 times have they had to get on the big yellow bus. The winner of this either gets Adrian or West Platte. The other side of the bracket is Salisbury, who I think is a contender in Class 1 state championship, versus Putnam County, and Hayti versus Van Far. In Class 2 football, it is Lamar, who is 8-3 at Liberty Mountain View, 9-2. That's Saturday at 1 p.m. One of 2 Big 8 versus SCA matchup this weekend, and really where it all began for Lamar. Between 2010 and 2020, these teams met 7 times in this game. Lamar is 7-0. And in 2011, Lamar's victory propelled them to an unprecedented first of 7 consecutive state championships. Jansen Ackland at Liberty returned 15 starters this season from a team a year ago that went 9-3. The Eagles are giving up less than 10 points per game while scoring more than 40. Both teams play a very tough conference schedule. Liberty is 5-0 at home. Both coaches had very successful playing careers at the high school in which they're now the head coach. And in fact, I can still remember a weekend back in 2019 where the Ackland brothers, Jairus was in high school, Jansen, current coach, was at Evangel, and Jalen was in the CFL, all scored touchdowns on the same weekend. Winner gets either Blair Oaks or Summit Christian next week. If Blair Oaks wins, they will travel no matter what. The other side of the bracket is St. Pius, the 10th out of Festus, and Montgomery County and Monroe City versus Mid-Buchanan. In Class 3, Seneca, 10-1, is at Mountain Grove, Saturday at 1 p.m. The second of the Big 8 versus SCA meetings. And this will be only the third time that these teams have met this century. And Seneca's 2-0 in relatively close games. Statistically, these teams are very even, and the 2 combined losses for these teams were both on the road. So maybe a slight advantage to Mountain Grove being at home. It may end up being the shortest game of the weekend, as these 2 combined for less than 100 pass plays in their combined 22 games. So a bag of popcorn may last you an entire game. Hey, winner either gets St. Clair or Osage, and a Mountain Grove win assures that they will be on the road next week. A Seneca win and a St. Clair win would mean that Seneca would host the semifinal. The other side of the bracket is Live for Life or Dexter at Live for Life and Maryville at St. Michael. In Class 4, West Plains 9-2 is at Hannibal tonight at 7 o'clock. This will be the third meeting in 5 years between these 2 teams, with a split in the first 2 meetings. Hannibal's outscoring their opponents by 30 points per game, and they're 5-0 at home. Tall task for West Plains, who may have left yesterday to get to Hannibal. The winner gets either St. Mary Southside or Parkway North. The other side of the bracket is Sullivan versus Festus and Warrensburg versus Kearney. Kearney is probably the favorite in Class 4. In Class 5, Carthage 10-1 is at Capital City 8-4, which, by the way, is in Jefferson City at 1 p.m. on Saturday. They do have one common opponent this season, which is Glendale, who Capital City defeated 45-21, and Carthage won 48-15. I really think Carthage is going to be probably too much for Coach Collier and the Cavaliers. Winner gets either Fort Zumwalt North or Cardinal Ritter. The other side of the bracket is Farmington at Kirkwood. An interesting matchup here in Class 5 is between Green Valley and Platte City, who I think is the favorite in Class 5, Platte County. Interesting fact is that Platte County is the longest current winning streak in the state at 26 games, and their last loss was almost 2 years ago to the date to the very same Green Valley team. And in Class 6, a couple of huge matchups, but here locally where I am in Bolivar, none more than Nixa 11-0 hosting Elias tonight. Both of these teams finished second last year in their respective classes. Nixa lost to DeSmet 35-20, and Elias 49-14 to the aforementioned Platte County team. These teams have played 5 times in the last 25 years, and most recently back in 2015. Although Elias has a 3-2 advantage, Nixa won the last matchup back on 2015 on their way to the state championship game, where they lost a battle in the state championship 25-22. Elias' only state championship is in 2020, while Nixa has never won a state title. Nixa can't afford to fall behind early like last week versus Joplin, or they may not recover. Winner gets either Pattonville or Fort Zumwalt West. But another big game in Class 6 is CBC 11-0 versus Jackson, who's 11-0, and these teams are averaging a combined 110 points per game, both of them scoring over 70 points last week. There are 66 basketball games tonight, and 48 basketball games tonight, and 136 of them tomorrow. But hey, as always, keep it right here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And we return, we'll have our Laiuna Laborers Local 663 Team of the Week, Lafayette Wildwood girls volleyball, right after this. Keep it right here.
Things are a little tight for Terrence right now. But they won't be for long, because Central Bank makes it easier for customers like Terrence to dream bigger.
More room would be nice.
With mortgage solutions that can open the door to more space.
That's what I'm talking about.
For his growing family.
Growing family?
Honey, guess what?
You got this, buddy.
Unplug and unlock. Road trips on easy mode. And a really big touchscreen for the biggest jams. And qualify for up to $7,500 in tax credit with the Equinox EV. Unlock the tech and the value. With the 2025 Equinox EV, America's most affordable over 315-mile range EV. And Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Whether your day starts early or goes late into the night, brings the discovery of something new, or just the work of getting it done, it's all easier with a little help. At Great Southern Bank, we understand the importance of having a trusted, reliable support team who can offer you helpful resources and smart options to make the most of what you have and build on it, with possibilities that inspire you to keep going. Find your support team at GreatSouthernBank.com. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network. Here it's high school game day on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad that you've tuned in wherever you may be listening from. But if you're in your vehicle, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. It's Laiuna Laborers Local 663 Team of the Week, sponsored by Laiuna Laborers Local 663, who reminds us, hey, drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. And we'll go once again to the St. Louis area, and Lafayette Wildwood will bring in the 4-time state champion volleyball team and head coach Zach Young. Coach Young, thanks so much for your time today.
Thanks for having us. We're excited to be here.
Coach, tremendous season, but your 100. This group is 140-14 over their 4 years with 4 state titles. Kind of talk a little bit about this year's team and what made them special.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that number, but we know we've had some special groups here. I think this year's group, what really made them special is I think to start the year, we knew we had some talented players. We only had a couple of returners from last year's team. And I also think we had a group that maybe socially didn't run in the same circles necessarily. And really watching the kids get to know each other throughout the year and also improve on the court. I think the improvement from start to finish was really incredible, and what really drove and made this year so special.
Was there a point during the season where you felt like, hey, this is a team that's got a chance to make a run? And maybe it was that Mocan tournament, although that's your only loss was there in that tournament. But was there a point during the season where you felt like, knowing what it takes, that, hey, this group's got a chance here?
Yeah, I think right away in August we knew that we had some really good pieces, and we knew that we had talent-wise, I think, to compete with anybody in the state. But we know it takes more than talent as well. And I think in maybe early October, late September, we really started finding our groove, and not only winning ball games, but just our level of play, you could feel really reached a new level. And you could also see, I think, everybody kind of accepting their roles and really just being a champion in their position kind of a thing. And I think from that point on, we knew we were going to have a shot.
Well, you win your last 22 in a row, and in that 22-game stretch, you only give up 4 sets. That's an incredible number to me. And maybe you're not aware of that number either, but to give up 4 sets in 22 in a row, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I think especially when you look at the teams we played. I mean, Missouri has good volleyball, and we did not have an easy district. If you know who's in our district, I think the 7 seed had a winning record. It was a really tough district. We got a tough conference. We played in tough tournaments. So for this team to be able to be that successful against some of the competition that we faced and some of the incredible coaches we faced, that really says something.
You talk about this group of captains here who are all seniors there with the young lady sitting in front. What did you lose to graduation a year ago, and what pieces did you have to fill, and who filled some of those?
Yep. We do have 1 junior, so I want to make sure, because Shay cannot graduate yet. We're going to make sure she comes back for at least 1 more year, but I'll let Claire speak to that area.
Coming into this year, I think obviously we lost great players, but it was just fun to see what we had to work with, like coming into like even like our first open gym and having like underclassmen on the court. It just like seeing their level of play, which it was just like I was excited to play with new girls, and like as a senior, like this is my only year to play with those girls, so I just like took it and ran with it, and I enjoyed it.
And Claire, we're visiting with Claire Ulrich now, who is a senior captain here on this team. Claire, what is your role in the team? What position do you play? And, what role do you play on the team outside of maybe a position? You're a captain. So talk about your role and the importance of your role.
On court, I'm a middle blocker, and I love it. It's super fun, very rewarding. But off the court, I'd say with the girls next to me, just being a leader, and after winning or losing a game or a set, just like coming back together and saying something positive, but saying something that would benefit the team, not in any negative way, but just something we may need to work on that set and how to push forward to the next one, and keeping our eyes on the prize of the win.
What has this run meant to you? I mean, as I mentioned early on, it's 4 consecutive state titles, and it goes by so fast. But looking back, what was it like?
I would just say it's just been rewarding. It's just like a proud moment that I know I'll remember for the rest of my life, and especially doing with the teammates next to me, and they're my best friends, and it just will be something I'll never forget.
What are one or two moments over the past year or two that you're never going to forget? I mean, obviously winning a state title, but maybe or two state titles. What are some matches or some moments for you personally that you're not going to forget, or maybe a big game that you have to go back and play again?
Hmm I'll never forget senior night just because that's such an experience for just the seniors. It's such like a night for like each and every one of us individually, and it was just so special. And having like players talk about you and like hearing a bunch of good stuff is always nice. But another thing I'll never really forget is just the Battle 109 match against Eureka because that always has such like high energy and like being at school that day is just like all you think about and like it's just a fun match to play and then some of the girls on team from like club and it's just more competitive and just a good atmosphere.
What do you do to kind of get prepared? Let's say you're playing tonight. What are you doing throughout the day? I mean, are you eating certain foods? You got any superstitions? You're listening to certain music?
Um Basically our team like as a whole, like for me personally, I just will like watch film and stuff, but we like to dance. That's like our thing is dancing before games. We do it before every match, even for our tournament. We'll dance 4 times a day, and we have the same dance routine we do, and it just brings energy and makes it a little fun, and it's just really fun.
Any certain tune you're listening to?
It's just a lot of TikTok dances.
Okay. All right, very good. Well, I figured you would be the TikTok, where you're kind of the tech person. You got all this stuff figured out here on your own. But a couple more questions here for you, Claire. One is, you're being a senior. Have you made any decisions about next year? Are you going to continue to play or go to college at all?
I'm going to the University of Arkansas, but just for academics, not volleyball.
Okay. What any particular area of study?
Business marketing.
Okay. Is there a background in your family? Is that something that someone in your family does?
My mom's a real estate agent, so she talks a lot about marketing. So I was just like intrigued by it. So I thought that'd be a good path.
Well, good. Well, Claire, on behalf of Liona Labor's Local 663 and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations on being named a part of the team of the week.
Thank you.
And who do we have next, Claire?
We have Shay Witherspoon.
Shay, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell me a little bit about your roles, responsibilities, and the position you play.
I'm an outside hitter, also a really great position. I think off the court, I'm more of like, I'm also a leader, but it's also kind of like lead by example. Like I do all the right things. I eat well. I work out. I never get in trouble because I'm not that kind of person. But I think I lead by a good example, and I try to set a good example for the younger kids on the team because one like mistake can cost you everything, and I don't think anyone here or anyone on the team wants that to happen. So I really try to set a good example. And on the court, I think I'm more of a let my play do the talking because I got 32 kills in the state final, and like we were kind of struggling in the first set, and I really think I tried to like get everyone else excited, keep the energy up, and really work on that with the team.
Is this outside hitter position? Is this something you've been playing since the beginning?
Yeah. So when I started playing middle when I was like a kid because I was super tall, and they were like, "Oh, we'll just put you in the middle," and I was like, "Okay." But then one of my coaches, Coach Erin Eckwood, she switched me to the outside because she was like, "Oh, you probably be good at this," and so I started training that. And then my second year coach, Keith Price, he really trained me on that, and I think that really helped me. And now I'm on the outside.
Very good. Do you have any stories to tell about the other two seniors there? I mean, they're gone. They're not going to be able to hurt you or anything. But you have any stories on it that just?
Well, we roomed together at state, so that was really fun. We were just kind of chatting, and like, I don't know, they're really good people, and I love hanging out with them, and I love them so much, and I'm really sad to see them go, but because they're really big parts of our team. But yeah, pretty much just hanging around.
Do you have any superstitions or special foods or anything like that?
Oh,
Yeah,
you asked the right question there. Get ready.
So basically, the start of my morning, I wake up like extra early. I wake up at 6, and then I do my hair, which is like I have to like slick it super slick back into a bun. And then I like listen to some music before, and like I put my AirPods in, and I don't like talk to anyone before the game. And I have my AirPods in until we start dancing, and then I take them out and like dance whatever, and then like I kind of get the energy up, get the mood up, and then we go play. And me and Addie were pepper partners, so we go super hard peppering before the game because it's just to get the mentality, like hitting the ball super hard at her so she can dig, and it's just like it's really fun.
Very good. Lee Summit North in the state championship game when that 25th point was scored to win the state title. Who did you hug first?
I hugged Peyton Dolly actually. She was my hug. She was my hug after actually. My first hug. Who was my first hug? Who did I like fall into?
Me.
I fell into Claire. So I had to like run from the back because I was in the middle back and everyone else was like up at the front. So I had to like run and like dive dove into Claire. We were just like laughing and it was a really good time.
Very good. Well, Shay, congratulations on behalf of Lionel Labor's Local 663 and the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And who do we have next, Shay?
Addie Weezy.
Addie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. So tell us a little bit about your role and what position you play.
I'm a libero, and I feel like the role I play off the court is kind of like a energy booster. Like I feel like I'm someone that if you're having a bad game, you can just like come to me and talk to me and get your emotions back and like normal and get happy. Like I don't know.
The motivational person on the team.
Yeah.
All right. Now tell us a little bit, and I hesitate to ask this, but do you have any superstitions?
I do. I have to wear the same ponytail every game. Well, I wear two. And then when I wake up in the morning, I have to have a plain bagel at Starbucks. And I also have to have a strawberry acai, and I have to finish it. Like, I can't, like, leave any, like, parts undrink. It's true. Like, I have to drink the whole drink.
Take us from your point of view through this the state championship. Corey Zoo, Nixa, and then Lee Summit North. What are moments that stand out?
I feel like the Koryezu game stuck out because I feel like that game was kind of just off. Like, I don't know. It was a very off game. Like, I feel like that wasn't the team that should have showed up. Like, I feel like we could have had more energy and more, like, effort. I don't know. It was, like, a game that we definitely all had to come together as a team and push through just because, like, through those low moments to win the game.
Very cool. Very good. Who was the first person you hugged?
Aubrey Dunstorf.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations. I know Kent Mueller from Playing on Sports is in the background here as well, and he may have a couple of questions. Kent, do you have any questions for these ladies?
Yes, I have a couple, and one of them is in line with, as we discussed, your incredible record, 140 wins, 14 losses, only 13 sets that you dropped all year in 41 matches. You see this in a lot of sports where a team is really good and then they meet some adversity and they don't know how to handle it. You're a coach. There's a co chair and the three captains. How do you refocus after you drop a set?
Well, I think it starts with the leadership of your team, which is not the coaches. It's the people who are sitting with me. And, I think the few times that happened this year, or even as Eddie talked about, our match with Koryezu, I don't know that either team played well that day, but we won 3-0 against a really good team. But our team out of that match wasn't satisfied. We knew we could play at another level, and we needed to. So even just having that leadership of our expectation of the level of play on our side of the net, I think goes a long way. And, you get to the state championship and we dropped the first set. And I think the resilience of this team from start to finish of the year, really, the improvement was really incredible. And for them to drop the first set, and as I came in the huddle, I really didn't see much panic. I saw some frustration because I think we knew we could play a little better, but there wasn't finger pointing. And I just thought that really spoke to how much leadership we had on our team with not only these three, but really our entire senior group was really phenomenal this year.
Well, I think that's great to approach it that way. My next question is for Claire and Addie, and not to leave Shay out. I will say, Shay, when you described your pregame and how you approach a game, you reminded me of my son. I mean, just everything that you did, I saw live when my son was going through high school. For Claire and Addie, you're the two seniors. You've been there those 4 years. You've had an entire 7 days to reflect since your fourth title. How do you sum up those 4 years, Claire?
I would just say it was emotional, but in like a great way. Like with everything we've just worked for, like all of it just like came together, and we ended exactly how I wanted to end. And just like I said before, just like it being with the girls on the team was just such an awesome experience, and like I would never trade it for anything.
What about you, Addie?
I think the same thing. I think it was just very like exciting and something I'll always remember when I'm older, just looking back to the team, like all the teams like the different girls that I've played volleyball with through these years and made memories with. I think it's just something I always look back to, and just I love it.
Very good, ladies. I've got just a couple questions, or one question for Addie and Claire, and we'll start with Addie this time. If you could get in a time machine and go back to that 8th grader, Addie, and just give her some advice based on what you know right now as a senior, what advice would you go back and give yourself, whether it be getting weight room more or what?
I feel like I would give her like to never give up, because I feel like there was times where, like especially in my college process, I feel like I was like wanting to give up just because like I wasn't seeing any like progress. So I feel like I want to tell her like never to give up, and that things will happen in the future, especially like you will like always remember special moments, especially like winning state 4 times in a row. Like you'll always remember those moments, and just I don't know, exciting things are gonna happen, and just like wait for it.
And so you have made a college decision.
Yeah, I'm going to the University of San Diego.
Oh, very nice. There's not a better place to live in the country if you like 72-degree weather every day.
It's like today, every day there.
Yeah. Claire, same question to you. If you could get in a time machine and go back and give yourself some advice, what advice would you go back and give that 8th grader?
I would say just have faith in everything. Like everything will work out how it's supposed to, whether you like it or not, and you just have to go with it and like trust yourself and trust everyone around you, and just have that faith that things will be okay and everything works out how it's supposed to.
Outstanding. Well, ladies, I thank you for your time very much. Coach, I really appreciate setting this up. And Claire, thanks for your expertise on figuring out how to get us on here. But I got one question for all 4 of you. You can just acknowledge by nodding your head or raising your hand. And I'm a mandated reporter for the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Do you always wear your seatbelt?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, you pass. Ladies, congratulations. Best of luck in the future. Shay, maybe we'll get you on next year. We're the 5th in a row here, but we appreciate you all being involved. And Coach, again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us on.
You're watching High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, presented by the Bank of Billings, established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Back after this from the Missouri Sports Network.
Any given Saturday. And a little work. And a little play.
Hey, little help?
And a truck that says no to nothing.
Hi, Dad. Can we give them a ride?
Yeah.
The Silverado Trail Boss and Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Leaders know there's no guide to greatness. When everyone else says something can't be done, They know it only hasn't been done, yet. True leaders weather the fiercest storms and look deep within themselves to rise above and help others find their way forward. At Great Southern Bank, we're proud to partner with visionaries that help raise the tide for all of us. And when you're ready to bring your vision to life, we'll be right behind you with award-winning support.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!